Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be the pros and cons of owning a hamster. So these are just a list of things which I think are good about hamsters and bad about hamsters. Obviously I may have not covered everything, so if you can think of anything which I haven't covered, then please be sure to leave it in a comment and I will write that in the description. So let's get straight into it and start with the pros. So the first pro is that hamsters are just incredibly adorable and cute. They are all very playful and they really do love interaction with people. Another pro is that they do not smell too much. Obviously this does require maintaining their cage, so cleaning out regularly, but hamsters have very little odour unless they are not cleaned, so if you do keep on top of it you should not experience a bad smell. Hamsters are very fun to watch. As you can see, they just do the silliest things and they're just absolutely adorable little things to watch. They just act very silly and they just do things which are just absolutely adorable. I really love watching my Theodore, he's just so funny. Another pro is that hamsters are a great pet for mature teenagers and they're really fun for adults as well. They are not just pets for children like many people think. In fact, I don't think they're quite good for children, but I'll go on to that in just a second. They are amazing pets for mature teenagers, so I recommend people aged maybe 9 or 10 plus. They help teach responsibility really well as they're not too hard work. Obviously they are hard work and they do require as much as any other small animal does. So now let's go on to the cons. The first con would be that hamsters are not cheap animals at all. Buying all the supplies and the cages for a hamster can prove very, very expensive. You're looking at about over £50. Hello. This includes your cage, all your toys, all your food and your accessories, which are must-have items. Is that hamsters are great escape artists. They can escape very easily from any rubbish cage. Having a good, decent cage is a must with hamsters. I've had many of my hamsters run away at one point. Even if they weren't in a decent cage, they're really good at escaping. So having a good secure room to put them in and having a good secure cage to put them in is a must. Another con is that hamsters are nocturnal animals. This means they sleep during the day and are active at night. If you are someone that doesn't have a lot of time during the evening, then maybe a hamster isn't the correct pet for you. Another con is that hamsters can be extremely noisy during the evening time when they are more active. They do really require wheels, which can prove very noisy, as you may have heard then. Theodore's going to give us a little test, I think. Are you going to show us? No? Some hamsters are also prone to having a bar chewing obsession, which can be extremely annoying. Chewing is a behaviour which comes from hamsters which do not get enough time out of their cage. Because hamsters are very small, people don't think they need a lot of time out of their cage if they have a big cage, but having free range time in a playpen or even around a secure room is extremely vital for your hamster. Hamsters can get bored very quickly and they need lots of activities to help them burn off energy. The con is that hamsters are extremely fragile, which makes them unsuitable pets for young children, so they should always have an adult to help them. Cons which I think with hamsters is their short lifespan. Hamsters live on average about 2 years maximum, maybe 3 years if you have Syrians. I don't know really if it's 2.5 years, but dwarf hamsters have a lot shorter than that. I think it's about 1.5 to 2 years. Their short lifespan means that once you do get attached to them, you don't really have them for quite that long. But you can do a lot of things to help them maintain this healthy lifestyle, which can obviously put a few more months on their lifespan. So hamsters do require a lot of room. As I said before, they do need an extremely big cage to help them burn off energy. Some cages which I recommend are Detolf, which is an IKEA unit, the Zoo Zone 2, Alaska cage, Bing cages, but they must meet the recommended hamster cage size set by the RSPCA or wherever you are. You should have guidelines to follow. Hamsters though, bigger the better. You should be aiming towards something at about 100 centimeters by 50 for a Syrian and 80 by 50 for a dwarf. So these cages can take up a lot of room in a house, and they should. You should find yourself in the position where you can't find anywhere to put it. That is a good sign, I think. I currently use the Zoo Zone 2s and the Alaskas, and I love these cages. I will link them in the description for anyone that's wishing to purchase a cage for a Syrian. A dwarf would be fine in a Zoo Zone 2. So they do require a lot of space in a bedroom, and they should be in a secure room, so if they do escape, as mentioned before, they aren't going to find themselves in any risky situations. I believe I have covered most of the points I have written down. If you guys can think of any more pros and cons, then write them in a comment, and I will be sure to put them in the description for everyone to see. So thanks for watching, guys, and we hope you enjoyed. Bye!